What if you could actually watch what the biggest players in the market, the so-called smart money, are doing with their options trades right as it happens? Not after the fact, not in a delayed report, but live in real time. That's exactly the power we've built into this tool. Let's dive in and explore how it works. Hi there, and welcome. You're looking at the Unusual Options Activity page on Optionomics. If you're brand new to options flow or the concept of unusual options activity, don't worry at all. We're going to walk through every detail together. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot when institutions and professional investors are making bold moves that stand out from the crowd, and you'll know exactly how to use our platform to zero in on the most promising opportunities. Before we start, it's important to understand that we present options data in two main ways. Options flow. This is the complete raw data of every options trade happening in the market. We give you mostly all the flow with sentiment so you can analyze it however you like. Unusual options activity. This is a special page where we've already filtered the options flow, using smart pattern detection to highlight trades that are out of the ordinary. This way, you get the signal without having to sift through thousands of trades yourself. Let's take a step back for a moment. What do we mean by unusual options activity? It's when trades really stand out. Maybe it's a trade that's much larger than normal, a sudden spike in volume, aggressive buying happening above the current ask price, or a huge amount of money being put to work in one trade. These are the kinds of moves that usually mean institutions, hedge funds, or other informed investors are active. And that can be a sign that something important is happening, something the wider market might not have noticed yet. Why is this so important? Options are leveraged instruments, so they can move very quickly and with big impact. For example, a large buyer of call options might be betting on an upcoming earnings announcement, a possible merger, or some other major event. Sometimes a big shift in a portfolio signals that someone is hedging against a possible drop, or that they're genuinely concerned about risk. If you can spot these moves early, you gain a real advantage. By the time it hits the news, the move is often over, so seeing it live matters. Let's look at some real-world examples. Imagine a fund quietly buying up call options before a biotech company's FDA decision. Or maybe a whale, that's a trader making huge bets, scoops up puts before a big tech company reports earnings. Sometimes you'll see a burst of orders hit multiple exchanges at once, showing real urgency. Or the volume on a single strike price suddenly spikes to 10 times normal. Before Elon's acquisition of Twitter, there was a pattern of unusual call activity that often came just before the news broke. That's the kind of signal this page surfaces. These aren't guarantees, but they're valuable clues worth tracking. So how do you actually spot this on the page? The layout follows a clear flow. First at the top, you get the market's mood with 6 key metrics. Bullish flow tells you what percentage is betting on prices going up. Bearish flow is the opposite. Volume spike shows trades with much higher volume than normal. Large premium often signals institutional involvement. Momentum tells you if activity is picking up or slowing down. Expiration pressure shows how much is set to expire soon. When that's high, more volatility may be on the way. Next, over on the right, the AI Discover Trade feature highlights what stands out. This is powered by our advanced AI model. The AI learns what normal options activity looks like for every stock, and then flags trades that break the pattern. So you're not just seeing big trades or high volume, you're seeing what's statistically unusual for that specific ticker. Green C means call, red P means put. You will see strike, price, expiration, date, and returns if the trade has already moved. We monitor the return of each trade for 5 days after the trade gets alerted here. This is the highest return of the trade in 5 days. This is the most recent return of the trade. Just below, notable unusual trades, each scored by size, volume, timing, and how it fits historical patterns. These are where the big money is moving. The main table is your live, real-time feed of unusual options activity. It updates as unusual options trades happen. Each row shows a single unusual options trade. You will see the time it happened, the underlying symbol of the trade, whether it was a put or a call and which side of the market it was on. You'll also see where the trade happened relative to bid or ask. Above the ask, aggressive buying. Below the bid, aggressive selling. The alert column explains why the trade is unusual. It might be a volume spike, aggressive call buying, and so on. You'll also see the size of the trade, the volume and open interest. Strike and spot show you the option strike price and the current underlying stock's price. Expiration and DTE refer to when the option expires. Price is the price paid per contract, and premium is the total dollar amount paid for that trade. You will also see the highest and current return of the trade. This allows you to track how the trade has performed since it was detected. We monitor the alerts only for 5 days. Finally, filters let you focus on exactly what you care about. Hit the filter button and the powerful panel appears. On the Basic tab, you set filters like High Score. It filters trades with unusual score of 80 plus and require at least $500,000 in premium. Whale Trade will show you the very biggest trades. You can filter by type: aggressive call buying, aggressive put buying, volume spike, unusually high volume, and more. You can also choose to exclude ETF, so you are focused on just stocks and indexes. You can also filter by calls or puts. You can filter by the stock symbol. Moreover, you can filter by which side of the trades. You can also filter by for the unusual score. Here, you can set minimum or maximum premium. On the Advanced tab, you can filter by size, volume, or open interest. You can filter by strike range, DTE range, implied volatility percentage, and time of the day. This lets you get really specific and zero in on exactly what you want to see. To clear the filters, you can just hit the Clear button. Next to the filter button, you have the Pause and Play button. When you pause it, any new alerts will stop coming in. This way, you can take your time to analyze what's on your screen. The Date selector lets you go back and review historical data for any past trading day. That's unusual options activity on Optionomics. Try it yourself. Filter for whale trades or volume spikes and see what shows up. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.